Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Game Rambling, episode 42. I am Cyrus.
I'm Big Yo Gamer.
And we're here to talk about video games once again. So, I feel a little bit better. I've been under the weather. Last week I got sick and stayed sick. I'm finally starting to get pretty much back to normal. We have to stop this. Like, it's always one of us. One of us is always like infected.
It's like, hey. It's just weather, man. Yeah. I mean, we had a little bit of spit and snow last night, and then last 2 or 3 days before this, it was 70. This weather is killing everybody.
Yes. Hey, welcome to the chat room, guys. If y'all notice any technical issues with the show, please let us know. Obviously, that'll be a big help to us. Hopefully, Skype cooperates.
And I feel like it's doing real good today. Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. As soon as you say that, something's gonna. All right. Anyway, so let's just kind of dive into our updates on the Switch stuff. So I guess we can kind of start with what I was talking about offline for a second there. I was at GameStop today here locally. There's a GameStop right down the street in Grapevine, Texas. And they have a sign on the door saying they have them in stock. So I don't know how many they have, but it looks like Nintendo's getting them out there, which is good. So there is some good news. Of course, there's been some bad news. A lot of people have reported some issues, including my buddy here. So give us an update on what's been going on with your Switch and your experience with that.
Everything is fine except the Joy-Con issue. It pops up more and more. We were going to talk about this. I made a video. It's about 20 minutes long. Everybody can watch it. Replically geeky in mine. But I'm uploading it till we're done here. And like I said, I probably forget about it. But if I lean back and like put the controller on my leg and everything, I know I got big old chunky legs, but you know, your body absorbs those signals. I'll have it hiccup every so often. So I have to kind of make sure I don't have my feet up, have it set right, and it don't cut out. But it was sometime last week, like Wednesday or Thursday, I should have stopped my phone and watched, and the left one stopped. I had complete desync. Wow. I had to pull it out, click it into the Switch, undo it, and it was fine. And then today, right after I did all this, I went and I pressed home button on that right Joy-Con, nothing happened for a little bit, for a few seconds. I don't know what was going on with it. That was just weird. Maybe it was me. Maybe I actually didn't press it right, but it was fine after that. But the issues are there. They're not going to hurt anything. 2 tiny issues is I'll dock it or I'll wake it up and my screen is all chopped off to the left. It's like you know, and it sits there for a few seconds and my Vizio resyncs it and it's fine.
Oh, you mean the screen when it's on the TV?
Yeah, when it comes out, I think there's something. That's probably very simple software. When it comes out, it's probably I think what it's trying to do is it's probably thinking it's in handheld mode and it's trying to upscale to 1080. Then it has to switch over. And then have you used a handheld mode with your headphones yet?
No, I haven't actually.
You unplug it, it's still muted. You have to press the volume buttons to get the sound to come back out. Kind of small things. Those 2 things are just kind of little quirks they'll easily fix. But the Joy-Con issue, Nintendo can suck my ass. They are just calling people liars. It's okay. There's no problems. SpawnWave took it apart and found the left Joy-Con they printed the antenna on the motherboard. That dinky little tiny one. The right one actually has an antenna. So he took the left one, soldered a piece of wire about this long, tucked it in, and he fixed his. Cheap. Fucking cheap Nintendo. And Sony's been this way, and Microsoft's been this way. These fucking cheap-ass companies.
It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. The first name and last name say it's fine. Well, yeah, it's horrible. Why did they just
It's
cheap?
interesting. At first, the response we were getting was basically something to on the lines of, this isn't, we haven't heard anything major. We haven't had any major reports or anything like that. And then the response was basically something to the effect of, we're listening, we're in fact gathering mode or something to that effect. And so Reggie said they've kind of decided, oh, there might be a problem here, although they don't think it's as widespread as it might be. I don't know. I haven't had any issues with mine. Um, I don't know exactly.
Had you really played in Joy-Con mode? You got that Pro controller? I don't blame you. Do you build that little grip and play it and play it and play it, or do you just use your Joy Pro?
Well, I mainly use the Pro controller. My daughter was over here Friday night, and she played with the Joy Cons and the grip, and she played that for about 3 hours. Did not have any issues with that, but again, it's not really the same thing as playing with split Joy-Con mode. Again, I don't know. Like, the issues seem to be very random. Like, just as many people will tell you they haven't had problems as people will tell you that they have had problems. So I don't know how
Maybe
big.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know how big. I don't know. It. This is a. I mean, every system launch has some problems. That's not an excuse for this. But if this is as bad as it gets, then I think
it's not bad.
Yeah, I think they can manage this. I think
I mean, like I said, I got a video coming out here after our show because I wanted to go ahead and do this, and we was talking about notes. I was like, well, we're going to talk about the same thing, but the dock is scratching some people's screens.
Yeah.
The other bad systems, the bad boot up, some people have had crap systems. It happens. But these Joy-Con issues and a dock doing this is just Nintendo cheapening out, and now they're going to pay for it. They said, "Oh, we sold out of the dock." No, you didn't. You took it down because I don't know if it was Destructoid. I showed you guys in our Ep042 Geeky channel, right? There was one site said they had they ordered docks. They had two different qualities. Yeah. Two different styles. I'm like, the quality is not there. And those two issues, Nintendo needs to have their ass kicked. The rest of it happens. Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony all had bad launches or problems.
Somebody said that they ordered 2 of those docks, and when they arrived, they were not in like retail packaging. They were like bubble wrapped and taped up, and in a shipping envelope, and sent out like that. It was very strange. That was before they got taken down, obviously. So I don't know, man. In a lot of ways, this really feels like Nintendo has been trying to get their feet underneath them. Like, it really seems like they rushed through this and that they made some mistakes they probably didn't need to make in order to.
They should have came out a little. I know we've said it, and looking back, we were all impatient asses. That's where we wanted it. They should have waited a month or two.
Yeah, I think they were desperate to get this thing out in March.
Well, that was the end of their fiscal year. It was going to happen. They weren't going to do it any other way, but.
Right. So we'll deal with these issues. It'll only get better from here. It's not going to get worse, thank God. But I've seen people with weird issues talking about like their systems like getting super hot and like all this white stuff being on their cartridges, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, unless you're like sitting your system in your entertainment center where there's like no room like above it, and it's just blowing the air right back into itself. I don't know. I don't know how you get something like that.
Like I said, there's going to be some like that, but. I don't know. I think the amount of just failures happens. I mean, I did this in my video. I'm not going to go through it as much, but there were hard drive. There were a lot red lighted deaths, blue lighted deaths on the PS4. There was some Xbox ones that wouldn't boot up or infinite boot cycles, and it grind and it just killed the disc. Remember that?
Yeah.
they'll fix that, but Nintendo it's got to fix those Joy-Con issues, and it'll cost them a little money, but I don't think it's going to hurt them. They're getting the hate because they should. I guess I don't know. Everybody gets hate. Everybody hated on Sony and Microsoft, but it just really does piss me off that their innovative Joy-Cons, when Spawn Wave took them apart, just had no antenna. Why couldn't they run the antenna down that little plastic? It would have been a moot point. That really just those two issues irk me because laziness.
Like you said, though, I mean, Sony and Microsoft, they had their own technical issues. They had their own. It's whenever when you launch new hardware, you're gonna have some problems. But I do, again, that's not an excuse. I do think that they had more issues here than they needed to. It's Nintendo, look, yeah, there's some problems, but we're not used to Nintendo having the same type of technical bullshit. Now, there was an issue with the Wii U where when it launched, there was problems where it wouldn't sync with the system, and they had to do this major patch, and it was this whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just that we're in proximity of the launch, and we're still dealing with the issue. And once the issues are resolved or mostly resolved, maybe we'll completely forget about it. It'll just be like, nobody will remember this moment. But I don't know. I personally, like I said, I haven't had any problems. The biggest problem I had was these freaking things sticking them on the wrong way because I'm too stupid to see a plus or a minus sign.
They'll change those. There will be a 2.0. I don't know. Have you seen this controller? There's a Nintendo Switch Retro Fighters Turbo controller coming out. It's going to be $30 on Amazon.
Oh, is that like the wired Pro controller? Is that?
It doesn't look like it's wired. It's wireless.
Oh wow, $30. That's good.
You cut out one. You've already got a Pro, yo. But
let me show you something else. Since I had this ready. I didn't have what you're talking about ready, but let me bring this up. There's an arcade stick that Hori's making.
Yep, I've seen that, but oh my gosh, that is awesome looking. God,
yes. And I bought some of those Neo Geo games that came out on the eShop. Mm-hmm. And I'm buying at least one of these arcade sticks for Street Fighter, but also for the Neo Geo games, because that'll be legit. That'll be awesome. They just need to fix the colors on them, which apparently they're fixing those this coming week.
I didn't hear anything about was it just really bad color representation or something?
Let me say this. The only issue is that the games, and it's every Neo Geo game, so it's not the games themselves, it's whatever their emulator is that they have running. It's too much gamma, too much like brightness on the graphics. And they said they can fix it very easily. It'll be fixed next week. So they said it was no big deal. And that's why it affects every one of the Neo Geo games. I don't know how you don't notice that before you release your games. I don't get that, but apparently it's being fixed. So, and then I just want to say, Blaster Master doesn't have Pro controller support until this coming week, and I'm like, what the?
That's a problem with Nintendo. They're the gatekeepers. They should say it has support, or you're not releasing the game on our system. Yeah. That's bullshit. Don't allow anything to go slip through without Pro controller support. And I looked at the Retro Fighters. They don't show one, but they have an NES controller out there, and it's wired. It's probably going to be a wired one. So I want a Pro controller. It's just they're going for $90 on Amazon from secondary retailers. They're not worth it. It's just a fucking game controller. So
it's a really good game controller, but it's not worth $90. No, that's a lot of money. So did you hear about this jailbreak thing?
No, until you mentioned it, but I read up on it, and somebody was actually jailbreaking it. I don't know what its purpose is, because you could get any game from any eShop if you just add an account to your Switch. So I don't know what people's going to do, but people will probably sideload something on there, like Linux or some shit. But I'm like, why?
Well, they said it's going to get patched out. Like, okay, it's jailbroke, but they said it's not even useful yet because it's based on the browser that's not even available yet. Like, the browser does exist in your Switch. It's just not.
It's not there to tap on and open. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get to it like regularly. Like you have to like go in and do your little shenanigans to get to the browser. So if you do that, you can go into the browser and access this exploit. But that's not helpful to anybody that actually wants to use their Switch. And as soon as the next update comes out, Nintendo's going to patch this shit out anyway. So
it's just like the iPhone stuff. They'll find then what I mean. Again, what's the point?
Well,
I guess I don't know what they're going to do unless they're going to sideload all the software they want. But it's a console.
They're not going to do anything. Like they've been trying to crack Nintendo's systems for years. Like they'll bring out these flash cards, okay, and ever since the 3DS came out, they haven't been able to have a flash card that actually could run pirated 3DS games on those flash cards. Because as soon as they get it figured out, Nintendo patches the shit out again. Like there's. What's the point of doing this with the Switch? All you're going to do is you're going to get your online account banned and not be able to play with your Switch online. And then they're going to patch it out anyway. So whatever functionality you're adding from doing your little, hack or whatever is going to be useless. There's no reason to mess with this on the Switch.
No, I don't. And people can do that on 3DS, but they just don't update your 3DS and it goes away. But some people on the 3DS were like sideloading Super Nintendo games and stuff on the go. I can kind of see it, but what do you think about those Neo Geo prices? $8 a game?
Well, I know that I didn't have. I bought 4 of them. I was like,
so how much money have you put into Neo Geo stuff now?
But $8 to me, you're exactly right. To me, that was actually like $8, whatever. I want Nom 75, $8. I don't give a shit. And then I'll have it on the go and on the TV, and I'm gonna get the arcade stick. And this is like the definitive way that I can play Neo Geo with my brother. Because
does it have are those online or just local?
I don't know. That's a good question. But
if it was online, it's worth it.
It might be. There's 3 modes. They give you a Japanese version, the American version, and then there's another mode, which I don't know what is, and I need to look. But until the colors are fixed, I really didn't want to mess with them too much. But I'll tell you this, though. They have all these different screen filters you can do with Scanlens and bullshit like that. But they have a mode that takes all of that off, and it's like pixel perfect. And I'm like, oh shit, this looks really good. Like you can make it look really good if they just fix the color. It's going to be a really good way to play Neo Geo games. So,
yeah, I'll probably get some, especially like they are arcade, aren't they? Because I mean, well, I saw somebody you get unlimited continue, so pretty much if you pick up Metal Slug, it's it's unlimited continue. So if they get the online features, I'd like to see that. But
there's a lot of settings. Like you can go into a whole bunch of different kinds of settings, like for the game and for how it plays and runs and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you're right. If it has the online, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. But so more games keep coming out. I was at GameStop today and I saw they had some boxes for games that aren't out yet. And I'm like trying to figure out when games are coming out, like what games are coming out when and everything. It's been a little confusing to me to try to narrow down. I didn't even know the Neo Geo games were coming out. And like they came out and I was like, oh shit. So
I didn't know they were coming either.
Yeah. I saw some games and I'm trying to remember what I saw at GameStop. Binding of Isaac. I think they had the box for that. And I was like, oh, okay. That's pretty cool. And of course I asked if they had the not Blaster Master, Bomberman. And they did not have the physical Bomberman.
Everybody picked that thing up. Man, they ran with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's MVS mode. I didn't see AES mode. They might have AES mode for those Neo Geo games, but I didn't. Like I said, I didn't dive in too deep because I'm waiting for them to fix the games. So that's going to happen this week. So, or as we go throughout the week. Okay, so let me step away from the Nintendo thing for just a second.
We can't talk about it all the time. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it.
Right. This week we also got the big update for the PlayStation 4 that we've been waiting on forever. And I need
to boot mine up and do that.
Yeah, if you've got a PS4 and if you've got a PS4 Pro, there's a lot of things that they added to this. The biggest things, obviously, are external hard drive support, and that's for all PS4s. And then, of course, boost mode, which they added for the PS4 Pro. And I'm going to tell you, I played with boost mode a little bit. I tried several different games, and I really didn't see much of a difference. But I'm not like a frame rate whore, you know? I'm not.
You're just a whore.
Just a dirty, dirty whore. But
so what is the boost mode? Was pretty much if you didn't program special things for your game on the Pro, it allowed it to crank up and give you more frames or stuff like that. Wasn't that it? Yeah.
It overclocks the CPU, I believe, or GPU.
But it also gives for those company or those developers that didn't put a Pro mode, it runs pretty much the same as the PS4, but then this mode gives them a little more bump without them having to.
It basically, yeah, it just makes the games run a little bit better. If you've got a game that runs in an unlocked frame rate mode, then you might get more frames per second out of it. But if it's a locked frame rate, you're not going to see a frame rate improvement. It's not going to do anything. 30 frames, it's locked at 30 frames. 60 frames, it's locked at 60, whatever. But if it's not locked in those games, you might see an improvement. Personally, I didn't really notice that much of a difference. I mean, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed with it. So I don't know. Maybe other people have different results than what I had, but like I tried like Killzone, which is the one that I had heard. Definitely try that in unlock mode, and I was kind of disappointed. I mean, it looked fine. It looked great. It just I didn't see much of an improvement. So I don't know. But I definitely see. I don't need the external hard drive support because I already put a 2 terabyte hard drive in mine. But man, that would have been really fucking helpful.
Yeah. And people asking in the Leo's asking, and Leo's joined us.
What's up, Leo?
They have an account system like Xbox Live now. Things are tied to your account, not tied to the Switch, so that's a good thing. The one goofy thing is you do use one code, friends code, to see each other. Nintendo is going to patch you in different ways to add people, but once you do, it's just like Xbox Live. It's one time that both people don't have to send, and that's for all games. So it's an early version of Xbox Live.
The friends code thing will go away at some point. It's just they I just have this feeling like they were just so overwhelmed with what they were trying to push, and they weren't able to focus on everything they were trying to focus on. So some things kind of got pushed to the wayside, and will be, as we go here during this first year, they'll be working out the kinks on a lot of that. I mean, you gotta understand, Nintendo lives about 5 years behind everybody else. And what they're trying to do in the Switch is catch up to
everybody else.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out how to do Xbox Live, and this is Nintendo. So I kind of have, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, but I kind of have a little sympathy for them. Maybe I shouldn't, but I
to an extent. I really do think that they really did rush this launch to get it before the end of their fiscal year. But their online is growing, or supposed to be growing, getting better. A lot of patches supposed to be coming out to add features. I think, like, to add people with the username. I didn't search for Cyrus Martin. He gave me his friends code, typed it in. But those things will change. We still don't have the app, so that's coming. It's coming later. But Mario Kart's coming out. That's gonna, friends, play with friends does work, I think, in Bomberman. So, it's there. It's just I don't know how it's not fully fleshed out yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just going to keep improving, and things will get smoother and less weird as time goes. Uh, they said that one thing I want to mention in the chat room. Basically, they were saying they didn't really think it was worth it to get a PS4 Pro if you already have a PS4, and I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless of course you have a 4K TV and you
Oh yeah.
really want 4K output.
If
Um,
if you if you just loved it and you were getting your money's worth, you'd had it since launch day, and you said they gave some ridiculous trade-ins, and you're like, I got some disposable income. Sure, some people did that. They're like, fuck it, I'll just take this thing, dump the Pro. I think between that and a Pro, that was a kind of an easy transfer, wasn't it? Pretty, they made it a little easier than. And then once, and some people that would have made sense, but if you didn't need it, and some people, a lot of TVs will upscale the 1080p to a 4K, so yeah, it's just if you wanted it, buy it. If you didn't, yeah, it's going to be the same thing with the Scorpio. It's not going to be this. Oh my God, everybody wants it. You know.
I heard something today about the Scorpio, and I heard this from another YouTuber. So
It's going to sting you.
take. No, that's not what I heard.
You take it out of the box. It's like it's stinging me.
It's Darth Vader. You remember from?
Yeah, if you people don't know, watch Angry Video Game Nerd when he plays the old Star Wars games. One from Japan, he turns into a scorpion. No joke. It's like, huh? What? Oh, that must have been the special edition. Special edition.
Special edition.
Yeah, sure.
What was I saying? Oh, the Scorpio. So I heard this thing about the Scorpio today, and please don't. I'm just repeating what I heard. Okay, maybe this. I don't know if this is real or not, but they were saying that there's a plan now with the Scorpio to basically offer a boost mode for everything on the Xbox One, like all the Xbox One games, that they wouldn't need any kind of special coding, that the system would beef them up, and more so than just a boost mode, like increase, resolutions and stuff like that. And I was like, I need to find out more about that, if that's true, and I'd like to get like a source to corroborate that in some more detail, because I just heard about it right before we started doing this, and it was from, like I said, another YouTuber. So I don't know if it's,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. And so they're asking us, what do we think about VR? There was 900,000 something units of PSVR sold. I haven't heard them talk one iota about it. I haven't talked about new super game coming out. I think it's going to either falter and then pick back up, or it's going to die.
I don't care about VR. I don't know. I only know one person that has PSVR. He seems to like it a lot, but man, it's just so expensive. It's just so expensive to play VR.
Ryan said like 3D TVs, they kind of were there, then they kind of just floated away.
Yeah.
It's not there yet. When we get the ability to put this little thing over us with all this another 20 years, and we have all this processing right here, we can walk around, and we still can't do it. We got cables. And I posted something on Facebook. I don't know if you're on my Facebook. It was a entire group of people playing VR and then falling all over themselves. Did you see that video?
No, I didn't see that.
They were losing their shit. They were falling out of their chairs. They were hitting stuff. And I'm like, we are not ready for VR.
Well, there's another thing that's getting in the way of VR, and it's the fucking lawsuits. The I don't know if it's Oculus. I think they were suing John Carmack, or I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, there's like this whole back and forth nastiness going on with lawsuits with VR, and so if it doesn't, it seems like it's just
stagnated.
Yeah, it's a mess, and it's expensive, and I don't think people are looking for that, but you never know, man. It's so hard to know what people want. The Switch, a lot of people, especially in the YouTube community, were very concerned that was this the system? Was this the type of system people wanted? Is a hybrid console appealing to a mass audience? And as it turns out, yes, apparently it's very appealing.
Mm-hmm.
We were the damn thing. We were worried. I mean, we were sitting here like is this?
I was
thing
hoping
gonna...
it would sell out. I was hoping it was going to sell out. When I read it beat the Wii, I sat there and went, "Thank you, finally, you did it. Good job, Nintendo. You did it."
I mean, shit. I saw Reggie on CBS this morning. And there's fucking commercials everywhere. They run them in the theaters. It's like
they learned.
Nintendo's back. Nintendo. This is like Nintendo from I don't even know when.
Nintendo 64 and some a little bit of the GameCube. Then they started kind of going down. They started changing themselves. I mean, you can't take the Switch. I know we said we were going to talk about Nintendo, but this is kind of like everything. The Switch can't be it can't be your end all system. But a lot of people say, I want something else. You're going to probably pair the Switch with a cheap PS4 or a Pro or the gaming PC. But with games coming out on all of them, and even if they're if they don't look as good, if it came out on the Switch, you don't think I wouldn't buy that shit on the Switch? I could pick it up and play it. I have it here at my work. One day it was really slow at work. I was playing Zelda and they paid me and I put it down. I mean, across an 8-hour, 9.5 hour day, sometimes I do sit there waiting. You work in places like that. And I played 2.5 hours of Zelda and a little bit of Fast RMX. And then and then I'd start going into meetings and everything. But I sat there and I was like, this is fucking amazing. And then I go back here, click, and I keep playing. I'm like, this is the thing that people don't say, I probably won't use that. And I make myself play the handheld mode. And oh my God, you're talking about your daughter was playing something, the handheld mode. Took it away from you. He's like, no, mine. This thing is awesome.
Yeah. It's funny. You got me. You reminded me about something that I was reading about. I want to get that game, I Am Setsuna. That RPG from Square, and I was like, I want to get that game. And I'd seen video for it. The first time I actually saw a video for it was when they were talking about it being on Switch, and I was like, oh, awesome. And then I found out it was on other things, and I went and saw a video where they were comparing it, and they said, yeah, it's on PS4 also. But here's the thing: if you get it on PS4, it runs at 60 frames per second. Currently, it runs at 30 frames per second on the Switch, and I was like, well, that's a pretty big difference. But they said other than that, it's basically the same. There's like it's a couple of lighting differences, but other than that, it's the same. And I started to think like it's same price and everything. So I was like, so it's a better experience on the PS4. And then I thought, well, maybe it's a better experience on the PS4 because if I buy it on the Switch, I could play it on my TV, but I could also take it with me and play it. And if I'm ever going to beat a fucking RPG, I'm going to need to take the fucking thing with me because I don't have the
time. Play it on your lunch breaks. Right.
I'm like, if I buy this on my PS4, it'll run at 60 frames per second, but I'll never fucking play it.
It's a turn-based it's a turn-based game. What the fuck does that matter? It's not even it's not Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy 7 remake. It's not, real live action. It's turn-based. Who the fuck cares? I mean, 60 frames is sweet looking. Fast RMX. That thing is gorgeous on the Switch. It's 60 frames per second or the 1080 or 720. It's awesome, but it's an RPG. Who cares? As long as it's solid, it's stable, play it. And also you can import the Japanese cart. It's English too. You can get a physical copy.
I saw that. And I'm like, and it's not expensive, so I may do that. I don't know. I may just buy it digitally because, wait and mess with all that. I don't know. I'm not getting it right now anyway. But
well, you get the points. You get points if you get a physical copy.
You get points for the digital copy too.
Can you redeem those gold points for digitals?
They automatically go into your account if you buy digital games. You don't have to do that.
So if you got the physical, you have to redeem them manually. Okay, never mind then.
And you actually get more points for digital.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I found that out from another podcast.
Sweet.
Yeah, I went on my Nintendo and I was like, oh shit, I got all these points. All right.
I'm going to check right now while we're talking. I wanted to see because, oh wow, I have 42. I think I got like 20 or something from Zelda, and I bought RMX and Shovel Knight. So
yeah,
sweet. So it doesn't matter. You get games or you get points. So
it's pretty good. Y'all, if y'all have Nintendo stuff, a Wii U or the Switch or the 3DS, make sure you've signed up for my Nintendo account and everything, because you're just throwing money away. They give you free stuff, and that's not even like PS Plus, Xbox Live free stuff. You don't have to pay anything. They just give you free stuff. I don't know how many games I got for free on my 3DS and on my Wii U from those points. Like games. Like a lot. But anyway, so, there's another topic which, when was the last time we talked about? I don't know, but I was thinking about this. And so I wanted to I want to change gears again. We've been so obsessed with the Switch, trying to get to the Switch launch, and we've been dealing with all the issues related to the Switch launch. But you and I met and became friends based on our love of retro gaming. That's pretty much how we...
You told me, hey, come bring the shovel. We got to bury something, and that's how that's.
Shut up! That's for off here.
Oh, sorry, I'm cutting. Did you ever see the SpongeBob episode where they had health inspector?
No.
They basically thought this guy was playing a prank, so they made a nasty Krabby Patty, and then he choked. They thought they killed him, but he choked on a fly. So Krabs and SpongeBob tried to take him out to the cemetery and bury him. He keeps waking up. They keep knocking him out. Then the police pick him up, and then when I say that to everybody goes, "That's stupid." I'm like, watch that fucking commercial. That's like two friends. That'd be us trying to bury a body.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully we never will have to do that.
Do it right.
Yeah. But, like I was trying to say, I started to think more, I've been thinking about retro stuff again. And, like, we kind of have gotten completely sidetracked on this other thing. I have this AVS, this retro USB AVS that plays NES games. I've done no videos about other than just to say, hey, I got it. Look, it's hooked up. I need to do stuff. I need to at least kind of show y'all a little bit about what it can do and give you my impressions about it. I need to do something,
I like it. I like your videos like that. The stuff. You're good at getting the signals right. I just sit there and I didn't know that. I like seeing you doing those videos. You need to do it. I like to see those. For me, retro gaming in this area sucks. Everything's overpriced. I'm out of it right now. But I like watching people like you in Texas. I know it's easier to get stuff, and I like to see people make videos. So I look forward to if you add more stuff like that.
Well, I'm curious about your collection. I'd like to see you talk more about your stuff and kind of just, hey, here's what I have, and this is this, and we I think we kind of have neglected our roots. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I need to go through and show some of my stuff. That I need to do some retro. Yeah, I get you there.
Yeah, getting those Neo Geo games on the Switch was like, oh yeah, Neo Geo.
I think I will get into a retro feel when they put the Super Nintendo and NES games on the Virtual Console. Where's the Virtual Console, Nintendo? On the Switch, and we get to online, and I'm like, Si, you want to play some Contra? Yeah, shit. Yeah, we're playing Contra. We're playing Turtles in Time. That will get me
That's a good point.
Into it.
That's a good point.
That's the thing about you retro collect, and you play them, you're like, damn it, I have nobody to play Double Dragon or Contra or this or River City Ransom.
Did you play that new Double Dragon? I didn't get it. I saw some reviews that were kind of like, and I was like, fuck, I want this game to be good. You know what I'm talking about? Double Dragon 4, I think.
Yeah. I had to say I didn't make a video on it. I thought it was lazy because they took the Double Dragon 2 sprites and added some new stuff, and then Sean Retro Game 285 reviewed it and said it was choppy. It had issues with sound. It had tearing on the PS4. How do you do screen tearing on an 8-bit game? And I just forgot it. I didn't make a video. I didn't want to be that guy that bashes, even though that's what I am. I'm picky. I should have made one. I would have been like, you didn't take time to redo the sprites on a Double Dragon game and you were given the rights to it. That's just lazy. I mean, if it's good, and also there's no online play. There's no online. It was couch co-op. I'm like, even Sean was like, he goes, look, I get you made a retro game. You don't mean you ban on you don't use the internet. I'm like, really? You didn't use the online features for a brand new Double Dragon game that you made.
Lord Marcus is saying they got online gaming working in RetroArch now. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's the emulation thing, right? RetroArch, is that it?
It's a multi-emulator front end that kind of does all the behind-the-scenes crap basically for you. Not all of it, but it makes it kind of streamlines it. It's not like the best way to play certain systems. Like for the TurboGrafx, I'm not very happy with it, but for most systems, it's really good. RetroArch's got a lot of capability.
That's pretty cool.
When I was building that PC for emulators, I was building that like retro gaming PC.
Yeah, I remember that.
I tried to use RetroArch for my. Basically, I had set it up to where you booted the computer, it went straight into RetroArch, and you did everything with a controller. You didn't even need to use It was basically consoleized the PC.
You mean Steam?
No, RetroArch.
No. You mean Steam? Oh, I kicked the hornet's nest, but yeah, it basically is Steam or anything else. Give you a nice, pretty front end. I get you.
It didn't work 100%. It just annoyed me. There was a few things about it that I didn't like, and for like most people, it would be great. I think Eugene's using it for his thing that he's got set up. But for me, there's just a couple of things, especially the TurboGrafx stuff, that just aggravated me, and so I was looking for a different solution.
RetroPie is good too, isn't it? I think it's a nice interface if you want to do a lot of emulation. RetroPie.
It is, but you're there's always something that's going to annoy me, And the problem with the RetroPie, even the RetroPie 3, is it's just not powerful enough to run some of the later emulators that you would want and some of the arcade games at the right frame rates and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice, and for like I said, for most people, a RetroPie or a RetroArch on a
PS1 down. A lot of people like that, and it's perfect. Just put your little box, plug it to your TV, get you a wireless controller, and people are like, they're set.
Yeah. I think most people would be fine with something like that. I'm just weird, I'm just a weird guy.
You're a weird person.
Well, shit. I mean, who spends $180 on a system that plays NES games? And I don't know, but I thought it was worth it. For me.
There is a $50 one, I think. Retro Gaming Tube 85. He showed it's a $50 one, right? That does HD. Yeah, and it was really, really good. It was just about as. I think it was just as good as the 180, wasn't it?
No, mine's FPGA. That would be an emulator box, but it is good. It's just
not the same.
I'm I know that I have issues. So yeah, like I don't want to play an emulator unless I have to. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I bought all these consoles because I want that. I just want that to be really clear on my new TV, on my big TV. But in order to get that, like for Nintendo games, I had two options. I had three options, I guess. I could do what you're talking about and buy that $50 HD emulator, and that's cool. It plays the carts and it looks almost perfect. Or I could buy the HD conversion kit for my NES and stumble around in the dark trying to figure out how to fucking mod my NES, and that wasn't going to happen.
No.
So that's why I spent the money and bought the damn retro USB, because it's really good.
Yeah, people are saying that ABS is worth it. I remember him saying it's pretty good. That's one thing about the little NES Classic. Oh, I'm sorry, those don't exist anymore. You can't get them. It is emulator box, but you could dump all your games onto it and output to your TV.
The great thing about the NES Classic is, yes, it's an emulator box, but it's legit. It's from Nintendo, and the emulator that they have running the NES games is pretty much the best, most accurate emulator that I've seen for the NES. Now, if you add other games to it, that may not necessarily be true, because the emulator is coded for those 30 games. But I don't know. Eugene seems pretty happy with his. He's modded his. And this is what I was talking about when we were talking about when we got into that discussion about the inevitable SNES Mini that's probably going to be coming. If you mod that system and you think you're going to add all the games from the SNES on there, well, you better hope that the emulator is coded to support Super FX chips and all the other
Super FX chips too. Yeah.
Right. All those extra chips, because that's the problem that I have with my flash card. I've got a flash card for my Super Nintendo, and I can play, 80-something% of the games, but yeah, you're just out of luck. I mean, unless you spend, there is a flash card I could buy, but it's like $250, and I'm like, I'm not spending $250 to play Super Nintendo games. That's not gonna happen.
So what is it? Is that flash card have some of the chips that it just can make all that work?
The flash card will run almost all the Super Nintendo games, but there's a bunch of them, like anything that has a DSP-1 chip or the FX chip or the FX2 or any of those chips, the SA1, all those fucking stupid ass chips that those games had, they won't run on it. So there is a cart that will supposedly do that, or is going to do that. They're working on it. I don't know, but it's like $250, and I'm not buying it.
Oh, so it tries to fix those chip issues. Oh,
well,
okay.
It's got the way that cart gets around it is it has a processor in the cartridge that can be programmed to emulate those Super FX chips and all those extra chips. So what you would be doing is you would be playing a real Super Nintendo game on a real Super Nintendo, and every aspect of the game would be exactly correct, except since they're having to emulate those specific chips, there's a potential that might be slightly off. But SD to SNES, yeah, that's I think that's the one.
That's not too bad. Yeah, I look forward to, if hopefully Nintendo's not too assy about some of the prices, because some of them, like Turtles in Time, I'm not waiting until they give it to us for free. I'm buying it. I hope they don't ask $10 a piece for them. If they do, I may eat the cost of some of them. But if they give me the true online experience to play some of them, that's gonna be fun. So that's gonna get me into retro gaming.
I hope that ends up being true. Now, we're getting kind of, I'm a little gun shy about it, because Reggie said some things and it's kind of not panned out yet, some of the stuff that he said. So I'm hoping that when they do have these virtual console games, that they are, like he said, online multiplayer.
Well, they said that it's actually on their site still.
Oh, it is on the site? Okay, well,
I think so. I'll look it up. Hold on a second.
I hope that is the case, because that's a no-brainer. That's like, I love the idea of, I buy this game and it's now any way I want to play, I can play. Play on the TV, play on my handheld, however I want to play. I'm done. I'm not buying these games 1,000 more times, because I have my, I have the options. I got everything I need now. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I get you.
Still hoping we get some kind of a fucking break from buying all these games before, but we'll see.
I do think that they should think about that. I really do. If they don't, they're really being dickheads about it. But hey, they're telling people that, oh well, dead pixels are no problem. So, I don't know.
It's not a defect. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is a defect. No, it's not. No, I'm pretty sure that's a defect.
I'm pretty sure dead pixels counts as you need to replace my damn console, you bitches. And I don't blame people for going out there and asking for a new console. If it's not what you wanted, get a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to make it right. They need to make it right. Get this figured out. And I'm sure they will. What's up, Isaiah? That's my buddy, Isaiah. But yeah, so there's plenty for us to be kind of diving into, whether it's retro or looking at these new games coming out. You know, everybody's getting Horizon Zero Dawn except us. God dang it! And I need to play that game.
It is so nice, but there's so much Zelda to play. I'll be happy to pick it up at a much cheaper cost. And that's a few games that I'm going to pick up on my other consoles, and I'll just pick it up and I'll play it at my leisure. It's a single player game. It's not going anywhere.
Right. That's exactly like I don't need to pay $60 for it. Although I understand why somebody would, you know, because it's.
Oh, it is right there with Zelda, and I think Zelda's kind of getting a little push because of the love for Zelda, but it's not a shitty game. It is a beautiful game that Sony should be proud of. This is on if you go to Nintendo, go to Switch online services, subscribers will get to download and play Nintendo Entertainment System or Super Entertainment System games, quote, or parentheses, with newly added online play. That's right there. Yeah, online play is coming. Okay. That is a game. That's awesome.
That is awesome. That's amazing. Dude, Contra, freaking Ninja Turtles. Hell yeah.
Mario Kart. They could the 4-player card. Maybe they could actually, maybe those games, but maybe the Super Nintendo ones, they could add a few people. I don't know. Most of them were like 4-player, weren't they? Yeah.
Mac. I don't know. I mean, I think Mario Kart was 2-player, actually. I don't know that it was 4-player.
I thought it was 4-player split screen, even on the Super Nintendo.
I don't know about that.
Well, but they make it add. That'd be cool.
Well, we're going to be playing Mario Kart 8 anyway, so
I already pre-bought that.
That's a no-brainer. Also, that's like, if you don't buy a Mario Kart, why did you get a Switch? You know, it's like can you imagine buying a Switch and not buying Zelda? Like, why would you buy a Switch if you didn't? Why would like you didn't get Zelda?
Which is funny. I was telling my wife I showed it to her, and she probably would play. And then they put that 4-something-minute trailer out of Mario Kart, the new features, and it really looks great. And then, you know, I told you they screwed up our gift card. They ended up sending us $125 to our checking account because they didn't use our gift cards. Yeah. She goes, "Hey, look at their gift card balance. They didn't take but 70-something of it." And she clicked through it on the computer, and it said, Mario Kart is free. Wow. And she confirmed it. They left me $50-something in there after the Amazon discount and the tax added back. It's confirmed. It came out like $0, or maybe it was 9 cents or some shit. I'm like, oh, Lord, 9 cents. So this is great. She goes, well, don't say it. I said, well, it's already confirmed. If you pre-order it and have the gift card stuff, you lock that pre-order amount in there.
Well, they owed you anyway, man, from the shit you had to put up with, you know, and
they're probably not going to go back and fix. I mean, they know they really, and the Master Edition people, they owe so much to them people. They canceled some people. It's not everybody. They canceled some Master Edition peoples, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you assholes. So they owed it. So yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would you ever pre-order a system through them again?
No.
Yeah.
I will still do the games. It's $12. It's $12 to save on a brand new game. Consoles, they can kiss my fat ass. I'll go through Target. I get 5%. I'll get 5% off on anything. So I'll just go through Target and use our Target card. I mean, I don't even the next system. I'm not buying a Sony or Microsoft system. I think we was going to talk about E3, weren't we? That's the last thing we
Yeah.
was going to talk.
Yep.
And what are you looking forward to at E3?
Well, obviously, I want to see all these third-party games that are supposed to be coming to Switch. I think they've been holding back a lot of stuff to
Did you
show
hear
us.
the Switch sucked? It's never going to do anything.
There'll never be any third-party games on the Switch.
Yeah.
Nintendo's made a system that's not powerful enough for the third parties. The third parties won't care about the Switch.
Said the system that also outsold the Wii. I'm like, I think Sony and Microsoft were like, oh shit, they're going. So you're looking forward to the Switch stuff. Are you looking forward to Scorpio at all? Even kind of to know what this is going to be.
I want to know about it. I'm curious about it. I'm not saying I'm going to get it.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, I've got a PS4 Pro and a Switch and a really good gaming PC. Since Ryzen's out now, it's a hell of a lot cheaper to buy a fucking badass computer also. So I don't think, I mean, man, it'd be hard for me to, that's a hard sell, man.
Okay. And for everybody that wants to get one, what's the exclusives? That's another problem with Microsoft. They've killed Scalebound. We don't know when Crackdown 3 is coming out. There was another exclusive that just stopped. Now I saw that on IGN. It had nothing to do with Microsoft. I saw some where what game was it? Sunset Overdrive, and it was a tweet or something, and they said, asking what about a sequel? And they said, well, you need to ask Microsoft about that. And I went, Microsoft's really hurting themselves right now. So they come out with this big ass system. What's the point?
Well, yeah, the Pro's not selling that well. How well is the Scorpio going to sell? I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like things are really not where they need to be right now at Microsoft. Eugene, we were talking to Eugene the other day, and the only game he's ever cared about on the Xbox was fucking Killer Instinct.
It's on Windows 10 now.
Yeah, now he's like, well, now
that's the other thing. They got Play Anywhere games. Now they put out something for a universal Windows program. You can make games, program them, and make them for the Xbox. Really simple. They're trying to compete with Steam. They're going to lose. They don't have the first parties. So what's the draw? There is none. Sony has got a nice slim system, not a bloated Windows operating system. Have great games that are on their own. So if you don't want to build a computer, it's a pretty good one. But Xbox, they kind of lost their edge, and now they're bringing out a brand new monster system. What's the hook? I see none.
I'm not writing it off. I'm just saying.
Not yet. No.
I need. They have a hell of a sales pitch they need to give me. That's all I'm saying. Like, I need to see some games that look fucking amazing and a price that's not like stupid. I need to see some, like, I don't know. I mean, if it's really great and there's like 10 awesome exclusives that they show off that just look amazing and the system's like $400, then I might be like, okay, I think I might do that. But if it's like $600 and there's like 2 games, I might be like, kiss my fucking ass. Like, I'm never buying your shit. They're at that point with me now. Like, you either win me over or you lose me forever. I'm at that point with Microsoft.
Well, it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be under $400. I think it's going to be in the mid $400s to $500, and they're going to come out going, well, we were behind. You need to buy this newest one. Why? Oh, a Halo game coming out? You mean like the 5th one that didn't do that well anyway and had a shitty, a lot of people still like a campaign in Halo. That's the whole point, the story. Go multiplayer, okay? Who cares? I'm interested. I'm interested to see what Sony does. There was an analyst report that thought that the PS5 would be out next year or would be announced. And I saw that and I said, you're fucking crazy. They cannot do that. and 10 teraflops of power. They don't even take a graphics card now from Nvidia, 9 teraflop. It's like $500 just for the card. It's no way. It's no
Sony
way.
has no incentive to go in to release a new system. They have no incentive to, like, the PS4 Pro made sense for them because they weren't losing anything. They didn't have to start over. It wasn't a whole new architecture and all this kind of stuff.
I still see them ramping down the old one to push the new one and then drop it to 350 and start itching down there and be like the PlayStation 4 Pro, and then they just, I don't know, they may or may not, I may be wrong about that, but they're still selling gangbusters. They're outselling Microsoft.
The PS4 Slim is selling very well. Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony gives up on the PS4 Pro.
They can do that. Didn't I say that like a year or more ago, that it's either going to succeed or they're just going to throw it trash, and the same thing with Microsoft. Right. Come buy our super system that has no super exclusives, and it's the same as the $200 and something S, but please buy it. And then here's over here Nintendo with one system that people have shit on, and it's got like 100 something games coming out this year, and you could take it and play anywhere. They could decimate them. I'm looking forward to it. At least catch it up.
Yeah, I think that the value that you get from a Switch is a lot more than a lot of people gave it credit for. A lot of people were like, well, the graphics aren't that good and it's not as powerful, blah, blah. But yeah, you're not thinking about the value of being able to play your games wherever you want, at home or on the go. That's a big fucking deal. It changes the way people buy games. Like I said, I'm looking at buying a game on the Switch that technically is the inferior version, but because I can play it however I need to, and actually play the game that way, it's worth that money. It's worth spending it my money with Nintendo instead of spending it with Sony, where I might get a more powerful game. I might get a game that has higher frame rates, but it's not going to matter because I'm not going to be playing it because this is a game that I will actually play if I'm able to pull it out on my lunch break or something,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, I get you. Oh.
Yeah, Leo's talking about the Scorpio. Could be good.
For Call of Duty, dude bros. It could be, but you know what? People that want to play these games are still playing them on a $200-something PS4 or Xbox One. Those dude bros just want to get online and play. They don't give a shit.
Well, the dude bros are buying the Xbox One S. And
that can do 4K upscaling and play all their Blu-rays and everything, and it's $250, $60, $70 now.
As long as you've got a cheaper alternative, that's the version they're going to buy. I'm just these Pro consoles. I like my PS4 Pro. It looks fantastic on a 4K TV, but these dude bros don't have a 4K TV.
They don't care as long as they can sit there and have fun and kill each other and yell insults, which is their fun. If that's how they have fun with their online gaming, then they don't give a shit. They rather dump that money into buying the super edition of Call of Duty and having everything, or Battlefront, or Overwatch is big on the console still, something big like that. And yeah, Lord Marcus, dude bros are buying what their friends have, and their friends don't give a shit about buying a big ass console. I mean, if they turn around and did, but a lot of times they're more about the experience, more about the gaming, not having the newest console.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's going to be an interesting E3, and like I said, to see what all the games that are going to be showed off. We're finally going to get to see Gran Turismo. Sheesh, I love Gran Turismo. We're going to get to see some of these awesome first-party titles from Sony, and hopefully Microsoft has some shit to show. We'll see. And then, of course, we'll see what the third parties start to show off for the Nintendo Switch. Because, a lot of them were reluctant, and now they've got a big incentive to start putting their games on there. So, yeah, we finally got good options in the, as far as these consoles go. We've got, I actually feel really good about that. I feel good about the three-way race if they can make good decisions and the companies actually compete and actually bring their best shit to the table. A three-way race is a really good thing for gamers. So, but it's up to them. It's up to Microsoft and the third parties and Sony and Nintendo to bring their best to the show. So, you're gonna keep playing Zelda. I'm gonna keep playing Zelda. Is there anything else you've been playing besides that?
I've got to beat Shovel Knight, Spectre of Torment. I'm on the last part. I think I'll just give it a break. And Fast RMX is a race. I'm waiting for the patch to give us the friends ability. Then me, you, I think Justin got it. I think you had a buddy that got it. Just get some people in a race and just goof around with it. There's nothing big I want to buy right now. I'm still waiting for a good price to pick up Final Fantasy 15. It looks really fun. I'm in that point of Zelda is it, and then Mario Kart's coming out. I might just start kind of diving into the Switch because, like you said, you buy a game, you can play it anywhere. Yeah. My Xbox, I'm not going to buy any games for my Xbox. There'll be one game I would buy. There'd be one game I would buy for Xbox, which I'd probably buy it to where I could play on my computer, and my buddy and I would play it on the computer. Is Crackdown 3. That's sad. That's telling you something right there. But I'm keeping my one because I can play all my 360 games. All my 360 games now work. The PS4 be Final Fantasy 15. Sometime later, Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's about it. They're not going to get much play out of me. I don't play online with them. My buddy and I have had issues online with them. I play World of Warcraft. I play Borderlands. I play Diablo 3, and I'll end up getting Crackdown 3 digitally and just putting it on the PC here and playing it. Even if I don't run it the highest end with my 770 at first, I'm going to get me a 1060 later on this year. The consoles, they ruined me. When they went and sat there and said, you know what? I think even Phil Spencer said, they got 4K and stuff on the PC. We got to catch up. I said, you fucking just went the wrong direction. You're right. You're not PCs. Stop it. Stop your shit. You're not a PC.
Most PC gamers are really just PC, dick measurers anyway. I mean, we've talked about that, Nah, we play.
You're Brent Isaiah. Death Stranding. A few super really good exclusives. Yes. And who has them? Every one of them except Crackdown 3 was Sony.
Yeah.
And yes, I measure my dick, and I am embarrassed every time I do.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, that's fine. People put their money where they want to have fun, and if it's fun for people to build computers and try to tweak them and get the absolute highest performance in, their little, benchmarking programs, then that's fine, But I don't know. I'm not playing my PC like I was, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's that I'm not interested in the games that are on PC, or if I'm interested in these, like the Switch's new experience. Maybe it's just a new toy thing. I don't know what the reason is.
Yeah, my buddy and I we just got tired of trying the PS4, and we had some issues. They had those NAT issues for a while there, and it was not us. And then we just started drifting over here to the computer, and it's like, hey, y'all want to play World of Warcraft? Sure, we'll play it. We'll play this. And now I have this powerful console that, other than the graphics card, when I upgrade my graphics card, I outpace these consoles.
Oh yeah.
And they really did. They burnt me. They really pissed me off. I think I'm taking a quote stance, even though it's nothing major. I think I'm really taking a stance against Sony and Microsoft right now. I'm not giving them no more of my money, other than some exclusive games. They're not getting another console. These consoles die. Fuck it. I'll go sell it. I'll go sell all the games. I'll go buy the PC games, and I'll enjoy my Switch with my PC.
Yeah, I'm really into the Switch at the moment, and I just need to see some PC games that catch my eye again, because it's been a while. I haven't really seen anything that has been like, oh, that's coming out on PC. I just haven't seen that in a while. And it sucks because I have a pretty damn good computer. I'd like to actually use it once in a while, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, guys in the chat, if y'all know of some stuff that's coming out that looks really good for PC, or stuff that's coming up at E3 that they're going to be showing, let me know.
Well, Resident Evil, that was a fantastic game. I could play the demo on my 770, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a game right there. Do you need a console to play it? Nah. But I mean, do you if you really you got a gaming computer, a high-end console, and a Switch? If you want to if you want to just buy stuff on your console if you want to. Maybe you just kind of want to sit on the couch more, which is nothing wrong. Play where you're comfortable.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I like I said, I've got a really good computer. It'd be nice to use it. It'd be nice to use it. So like I said, if you guys know of anything, email me, Cyrus at videogamevirus.com, or just message me on Twitter at Cyrus Martin. You want to wrap things up? I think we've been going for a while.
Yeah, we've been going for a while.
Oh, what sort of game? I don't know. I'm open. I like most kind of games. Whatever you think looks good, just let me know. Nier is on PC. What is that? I think I heard
Nier Automata. Is that remember that one I ran through on the PlayStation?
Oh yeah.
That girl who had all that swords and stuff. Yeah, that was a good one. That's another console game that if it's single player, I might sit on the console. It was fun. There's some of them. Miss Pac-Man.
Shut up, Ryan.
Super cool, dude.
Shut up, Ryan.
God.
Okay, well, so anyway, guys, thanks for watching the show. Please check out the rest of the stuff here at epicallygeeky.com. Check out the Epically Geeky show. We got another fun show coming up Tuesday. And we've been talking about possibly going live with that show. And if we do, that would be Saturday nights. Saturday at, I don't know exactly the time, but I think it'll be probably like 9 p.m. Central. So
really, they're going to finally go earlier because it's always like 11 Eastern or 10 Central. Y'all finally making it earlier now?
I don't quote me on this. I'm saying it. I'll find out.
That I really wish. Yeah, we need to run it a little earlier. That might get more viewers as well.
Eugene's going to listen to this show and he's going to be like, "God damn it, Si!"
You're like, "You son of a bitch! I'm gonna kick your ass."
Well, okay. So other than epicallygeeky.com, how do people find your other stuff?
I'm still on YouTube. I got a video going up about my Switch thoughts, here. My YouTube channel is still around, Pickyo Gamer, Twitter, Facebook. I'm on VidMe. I may be kind of going away from it because I also post at epicallygeeky.com and their YouTube channel. So yeah, look for me there, and 8bitkitty.com and skirmishfrogs.com. Cool.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We made it through the whole show with only minor technical issues, so that's two. We got two.
Yeah.
Can we go for the trifecta? I don't know.
Who knows?
But tune in next time, Sunday at 5 p.m. for Game Rambling. Until then, I am Cyrus.
I'm Pickyo Gamer.
And we'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.